Oh, there you are, human. What are you doing? This is your Christmas tree? It's not even real. And what on earth are these tiny little people on the ornaments? Star Wars. That isn't very traditional. When I was a little girl, we would make our own garland for the trees, using dried orange slices, cranberries, and popcorn. And we would decorate it in bulb ornaments, green and red ones, and we had a few gold ones. Those were really special to my mother. And are you at least going to be putting candles on the tree? Why are you acting so surprised? You do not put candles on the tree? It represents the spiritual light that emerges from the darkness. What's next? Are you going to tell me that you don't know how to make wassail? You don't know what wassail is. Have you not celebrated a proper Yuletide? None of you in the living world has experienced a proper Yuletide, I swear. Every single tenant that has been in this apartment celebrates it all wrong. Although you may not be of the descent that celebrates Yule. But why have a Yule tree if you don't practice? Yule is not the same as Christmas. Christmas celebrates the birth of Christ. Yule is in celebration of the winter solstice. They have their similarities, and some would argue that the practices were stolen from the pagans, but they do mean different things. Yes, I suppose you could say it's a pagan thing. My Murmur would tell stories about her childhood celebrations of Yule. Back when she was a child, there wasn't as much Christian influence to the holiday as there is today, or when I was a little nient, as she would say. She was originally from Norway. Insight to when I died. Have traditions changed that drastically? I mean, my Murmur grew up in the early 1900s, so traditions between her childhood and mine were already very different, but now it seems like they're completely foreign. My Murmur and my mother didn't practice Yule in the same way. Murmur wanted to make it more traditional, but my mother wanted to move on to more modern practices. I remember my papa not being there, and my Murmur took care of us a lot because mother had to work outside of the home. To be honest, I don't remember Papa being there for any of the Yule celebrations. Murmur? That's Norwegian for grandmother. It's what my grandmother wanted us to call her. She immigrated to the United States when she was a little girl. Her husband died in the First World War right before it had ended, and she had just had my mother before he had left, but why does all of this matter when you're trying to figure out my death? I suppose it could help pinpoint a time period, but we know for sure that I lived in the 40s and 50s at the very least because this apartment complex was not built until then. Didn't you look up when it was built? 1956, right. Yeah, that does feel right, but do we have to talk about my death tonight? It's the holidays, and I'd rather not think about the fact that I'm a ghost. Besides, this is our first Yule, or I guess in your case, Christmas together. And you're the first person in decades that I get to celebrate with. What's with the look? Why do you look guilty? What aren't you telling me? A date. You invited another person into this apartment and did not tell me? Because technically I am your roommate, and I would like to know when you are bringing another person into this apartment, especially if it's someone with whom you would want alone time in the bedroom with. Oh, sure, you aren't going to do anything. You know, you really aren't that quiet when you have your alone time in the wee hours of the night, anyway. It's like you don't even try to hide it. Or, it's like you forget that I'm even here. This is my home too, and unlike you, I cannot leave. I would love to go out and make more friends, but I can't. I would love to invite another person here, or maybe a potential lover, but guess what? I can't. And now that I think about it, I only got to bring my significant other here to this apartment once before my death. I suppose I do remember it. I've noticed when you get me upset and thinking about the past, I remember more of it. No, I don't want to talk about it. I want to have a nice holiday. I want to make happy memories about the holidays. Happy memories with you, the first person that's been able to see me in decades. The first person I've been able to interact with. I don't want to have any more bad memories about the holidays. I don't want any more memories of my mother crying or my Mew trying to keep everybody happy. The minimum food, no presents to give because my father was off in the war and we were scraping by to survive. Or the first holiday without my papa after he died in the war and how my mother couldn't even look us in the eyes. I don't want to remember that. I want to make new memories. Yeah, I'm okay. I remembered all of that at once. I remember my mother taking care of us for some time before my papa joined the war. After that, Mir took care of us. Mother started working in a factory to try and provide for us. He was in what you now know as World War II. He was sent over in 1941, and he died in 1942. I was 7. After that, my mother never looked at me or my siblings the same way again. I don't remember how many siblings I have, and to be honest, I don't want to talk about it anymore. I've already told you that. Thank you. Thanks. It's fine. So, tell me about this person that you're bringing into this apartment. Really? And how did you meet them? A dating app. That's on the little screen that you carry in your pockets, right? A cell phone, right. So, what are they like? Am I going to like them? So, what am I supposed to do when they're here? What about me? Yes, what about me? Am I not enough company for you? I know that I cannot touch you or eat your food or play your games or even leave this apartment. I can see why you want to meet new people. Jealous? No. What? Why would I be jealous of your romantic prospect? It's not as if I'd like you in a romantic sense. No, I do not. Besides, how would you and I even be together? I'm dead. We wouldn't be able to go on a date or hold hands or be intimate. I am not jealous. I had my chance at life. I had my chance to fall in love, and I had my chance to go on dates and hold hands and be intimate, but I died. And there's nothing I can do to change that. May I ask you a question? If I were still alive, would you think of me in that way? Oh, okay. It looks like your date is here. Have fun. I will just stay in a closet or something. It's fine. You probably would have been just like my boyfriend, and you would have killed me in this apartment anyway. Why are you making me remember everything tonight? Just leave me alone. I don't want to remember that night. I want to forget it. No, you just have fun with your date. I'll be fine. I won't bother either of you tonight, and I'll see you later, okay? You just go and have fun, okay? The fun that I could never have. Promise?